Anyway, this is quite a different focus than the other talks. This is an undrilled property. It is drill permitted, but it's never been drilled before, and we have 2 strategic partners. So that's one of the big takeaways. As Rob mentioned, validation from Teck and Centerra. They're both players in the district. Centerra's Chemes mine is about 40K from this property. So that's good validation. It's the other part of it is it's in the Toodoggone, actually just to the south of the Toodoggone, but it's a bit of a stretch, just like the stretch you see in the Golden Triangle. That thing changes depending on where the property in the district is. So the triangle is always moving, and this is analogous to the Golden Triangle in terms of geology. It's not far away, quite a ways to the east, but basically the same geology. So good neighbors geologically. We got good neighbors in terms of other explorers in the area, TDG being one, Sun Summit, Thesis, and of course Centerra. And the focus today is just going to be on this coincident and compelling large, high-tenor, multi-parameter geochem, geophysical, and geological anomaly. So they all come together for this very, very nice target. And this target has actually been held by myself and a partner, Alex Walcott, geophysicist, so a good combo of geologist and geophysicist. And we've held this thing for about 15 years and worked it over that time, just slowly and surely, but not going to go over that at all. So we're, experienced explorers. We know what we do, but we also got some fresh legs working with us. So Taylor Quinn, Roy Greig, my son, have worked a lot in the Toodoggone for various companies, neighbors, AMARC, TDG, Sun Summit, and Evergold. Okay, so here we are, remote but not. You can see in the sort of inset of the outline of BC, NIV is kind of in north central BC, so quite a ways up there, but there's a road, the Ominique Mine Access Road. You can see it in the upper right corner of the slide there. That's the access road to the Chemes mine. You can drive up there. It is a fly-in property, but it's not that far off the road. And of course, there's power up to Chemes. If we're lucky and hit what we're hoping to hit and what we think we'll hit, good access into there. Yes, it is in BC. Yes, BC's mountainous, but yeah, you can get in there. And that's the NIV property right there. So keep that in mind. We're going to go to the next slide. And yes, that's the NIV property. It's by some measures, not huge. It's surrounded by the East NIV property of Northwest Copper. You saw their market cap presented in one of the previous talks. But this is what's exciting about this thing. Yes, it's not huge in some ways, but plenty big enough to host a good mineral deposit, about 5 kilometers of strike length. And what's apparent from this slide is it's got a great surface gold anomaly. So, you saw 0.5 gram per ton resources there. This is just soils or talus finds here and some very, very large and continuous anomalies all the way along this trend that is coincident with the geology and the geophysics. So there's gold on the ground. The pinks are 200 ppb, which is an excellent soil geochem anomaly. There's highs up there, over 10 grams in a couple of spots, quite a few over a gram. So really nice golden soils at the surface. But again, I don't think the deposit was necessarily sticking right out of the ground. The exciting part of it is really good geophysical anomaly that goes with it. It is a copper gold target, so it's in the right rocks, and I'm not going to go into the rocks. You can visit their booth and I can explain everything to you if you want, or go online and check out our presentations. But all the way along this trend, coincident copper, gold, and moly. I'm not going to show the moly, but it's just got the hallmarks of what you want for a copper gold intrusive driven system. And where does that fit and why does that make us exciting? This is the surrounding ground. It's all held by Northwest Copper. And in 2018, we have held the claims, much longer than that. We've held this thing since 2010 and slowly worked it up, done a lot of soil geochem. So all those dots are different sort of generations of soil geochemical sampling all the way around the property. And what's key is Northwest Copper's kind of validated that it is a copper gold system. So it made a very nice hit in 2021, did a little bit more drilling after that, didn't get quite the results. But you can see, this is kind of the crown jewel on the greater NIV, East NIV property. The soil geochem, talus fines geochem, rock sampling, etc., along with the geophysics, really shows a very, very compelling anomaly. And I'm not going to go into the details here. It's just where does it suggest the prize is on that property? I think it's validated by our partners, and this is kind of what it looks like. So you're looking from the East NIV property of Northwest Copper, and down in the kind of lower central part of the image there, you can see a number of drill pads, and there's actually a drill in there kind of in the trees on the lower part of that big rusty gossan. You're looking to the northwest, and our ground is off in the distance, not quite as rusty weathering looking. I got an inset there that shows that hill that's kind of in the upper right central part of the main figure, and that's kind of the trend you can see. If you look in the inset, you can see those sort of pale colored rocks. That's the alteration zone in the right geology, upper Triassic rocks intruded by actually upper Triassic intrusions. And that's where the trend of the geochemistry and the geophysics is. And one more figure, this is the last one. And this is what we're gonna kind of do. That's the trend, gain the same outline of the claims there. That's the geophysics on the left. That's the chargeability at depth. And then there's targets all along there. We're going to drill the coincident highest geochem that's coincident with the high chargeability, also in resistive rocks. So really nice looking classic kind of copper gold porphyry target. And we're going to do 4,000 to 8,000 meters of drilling. We're just in the planning stages in terms of the details, but those are the targets. And we're going to just pound a bunch of holes in, first time drilling. Cross your fingers. Here we go. Thank you.